Hello there people, my name is Amanamaz and yesterday I just saw Death on the Nile. If you didn't know, it's a murder mystery film following Detective Hercule Poirot, I hope I said it right, based on a book I obviously haven't read, and a sequel to the 2017 film Murder on the Orient Express. So what did I think? It was kind of meh. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it that much. And when you compare it to the first one, it's not as good. It was a lot like the first one where someone is murdered on a murder transport, with multiple loosely connected people being suspected of murderers, and you have to follow Poirot in order to find the killer. I'm not sure what I'm going to say is spoilers, but it's kind of obvious in the trailers and is needed to set everything up. And that is, Gal Gadot's character, the rich lady, is the one that's murdered and starts the whole chain of events. Apologies if you found that spoilery, but it's kind of obvious. Once that happens, it really becomes interesting. I say that because it took ages to get to that point. Like in my head I was thinking, can someone get murdered already? And unfortunately I got who did it almost straight away. In fact, almost right before the murder took place. I'm not going to say how I got it for spoiler reasons, but the whole point of a good murder mystery film is that you're always second guessing who did it until the very end. Unlike the first film where I was always changing my mind on who I thought done it. After making up my mind on who did it, I kinda hoped I was proven wrong and that it was someone else, because not gonna lie, it was pretty predictable. So yeah, the review of the film so far isn't exactly off to a great start, but it's not all bad. I really like the colours of this film. I know that sounds really stupid, but I like the cinematography quite a lot. It was very visually appealing, especially where there were shots of the scenery and the background. It made Egypt look really nice. I haven't been there before, but the CGI looked really good and I couldn't tell what was real or not, except for one shot where I could clearly tell that was a green screen. I also like the old-fashioned style of the film, everything from the music to the sets to the music. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to be there in real life because racism and that, but it was very good to help immerse you into the movie. Kenneth Branagh is a great Poirot. I know I said that wrong then, but oh well. And obviously as the lead he carries the film pretty well, though there were times where I couldn't understand what he was saying because of his thick Belgian accent. And more importantly, you could see the origin of his mustache, which, while interesting, was definitely not needed nor relevant to the story whatsoever. Sorry, I think I went off on a tangent a bit. So yeah, him and Bouc, his mate, make a great duo. They almost have a father and son interaction between them, which I quite liked, as Poirot is mainly a loner. Gal Gadot was probably the headline actor of the movie, and to be honest, I didn't really care for her. And she didn't have much chemistry with Armie Hammer either. And no, there's no cannibalism from his end either. Man, that guy is fucked. Though the other supporting characters I thought were a lot better and more interesting. So when other events happened, trying to be spoiler free here, I'm somewhat more invested in that and what happens to them. Russell Brand being the main one who I thought was the standout out of all the suspects. So overall I wouldn't say it's a bad movie, but it isn't a great one either. It started off a bit slow but then got more interesting after the murder. And it's one of those murder mystery films that you probably won't see again unless you completely forget about it. I personally wouldn't recommend it unless you have an offer or an unlimited card, but that's just me. If I had to give it a rating, it would be like a 5.5 out of 10. Just better than average, I guess. Please like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it if you did, and I shall see you next time, and peace.